Hello, Splicer here. Today I'm going to talk about the best weapons in Battlefield 1. I'm going to leave out the level 10 class weapons. I'm going to choose a best weapon per class, just to give you an insight in which is the best one to use, because I know when I first started playing it was quite confusing, especially with the different variants of the same weapon that we have. So I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to choose the weapon on how well it performs overall, depending on map size and where in the map you're going to be using it, sort of close combat or wider out. So we'll start with the assault class. Okay, obviously the assault class itself is meant to be close quarters. You've got your anti-tank weapons, and all of the weapons, including shotguns, are quite sort of all close range. The best one for me is the Automatico M1918 Storm variant. So the reason, although this ranks as the lowest damaging weapon, so only 21 out of 100 damage, its fire rate is 900 rounds per minute. So, although you're causing less damage, you're firing far more rounds at the target at one time. The reason why I chose this weapon over the others is because its fire rate is far higher than any of the other weapons that you've got in this class. Equally, it's got a magazine of 25 rounds, so it's enough to engage 2 or 3, potentially 4 if they're close by enemies, taking them all out. So it gives you the ability to clear potentially an entire building, but equally a room before then reloading and moving on. It does lack range. That's equivalent to all the weapons in the assault class. However, with the Storm variant, it does give you the opportunity to stabilise the weapon whilst aiming down the sights, so you can engage targets at a further out distance. But for close quarters and for room clearance, this weapon is the best weapon you're going to get in the assault class. So, moving on to Medic then. Medic was, when Battlefield 1 came out, Medic was the class that everybody jumped to. They had the most versatile weapons, and it was something that we didn't see from sort of Battlefield 4, which had not as effective weapons, whereas these weapons could perform on all levels. So the weapon I've chose for the Medic class is the M1907 SL Sweeper variant. So this weapon is just extremely versatile. You can use it at long range, and you can use it at close range. And if you hold the trigger down, it'll carry on firing, and has a rate of fire of 300 rounds per minute. So again, it's not the highest damaging weapon we've got, but because it's got a magazine size of 21 rounds, you can take out multiple targets. I know we have better weapons within the Medic class that are more effective as in damage, but this weapon, 37 out of 100 damage, it has the ability to kill multiple targets and to clear a room the same way as what you would as an assault. So it's more of like an assault combat medic weapon variant, so it's for clearing rooms and for clearing compounds, that sort of thing. So again, because of the rate of fire, because of the magazine size, and because of the engagement distance, so you can gain through close quarters and at a distance, this weapon is spot on. Moving on to the support class then, we've got the BAR M1918 Storm variant. Now this weapon is an absolute beast. It's by far, well, in my opinion, the greatest weapon in the game. Although it's only got a capacity of 20 rounds in its magazine, it does fire at 600 rounds per minute. So you get an effective stream of fire, and enough to take out especially one, but if not multiple enemies. And the reload speed is quite fast as well. Again, on the damage side, it's not the highest, but with all the support weapons, they're based on sort of quantity rather than the damage. However, the BAR gives 27 damage out of 100, and yeah, put that with 600 rounds per minute. It's just fantastic. It's so stable in the Storm variant as well, and I just think this weapon is fantastic. It's brought me to support more than the other classes, and I think this one is by far the greatest weapon in support class.
We have taken objective.
Moving on to the Scout class then. The Russian 1895 Sniper variant is the weapon. It is fantastic, and it gives you the level of sniping that you'd want from a Scout class. So it's proper sniper. I'll go into the variants in a moment with individual variants. But you get a bipod to support it, and you get an extremely telescopic sight as well, so you can fire at extremely long distances. It gives the reason I choose this weapon is because although you do have to sort of reload the weapon and come out of the scope, which isn't great, you get to fire at extreme distances. So as you can see here, you're firing on one end of the map to the other, and it gives you, it's so fun, it's fantastic, it gets the job done, and obviously it's got 100% damage
We have taken objective.
out of 100, depending on the distance. Obviously you need to get the sweet spot. But it has a 5-round magazine, which is enough to take out sort of 2 or 3 enemies, which is great. So the Russian 1895 sniper is the way. We've got a trench variant, but it's only iron sights, and it's sort of, because of the magazine size and how quickly it takes to reload a round, it's not the correct weapon to have. The sniper variant is great. I'll just run through the variations of each individual weapon, just so you get an understanding of why you would choose a certain variation over another. So I'm going to quickly run through them. So if you choose a trench version, it improves the hip fire accuracy of that weapon. Storm versions reduces aiming down the sight's recoil, so it makes the weapon more stable. You've got the factory version, which is the midpoint between the previous 2 variants, so both trench and storm. It's the midway between the 2, if you can't make a decision. You've got the sweeper variant, which is higher immediate damage, but heavily reduced damage at range. So again, if you've got a long range weapon, but you get the sweeper version, so like the medic weapon that I said earlier, it makes it better at close range, because it has a higher damage close up. You then got the extended versions, which is larger magazine. Optical, which means it's equipped with sort of, it's a sights, but it's in between iron sights and telescopic sights. Marksman, which is equipped with a telescopic sight. Sniper variant, which is equipped with a bipod and a telescopic sight. Suppressive, reduced recoil whilst in the prone. Lightweight, which is similar to factory, but it's faster zeroing after firing. So it's good for sort of burst firing and weapons like that, so support class. And then infantry variants, so you've got a lot of these in the scout. So it's similar to factory, but it means the weapon only has iron sights.
We have taken objective
So
Charlie.
great if you want to sort of take enemies up close. But so yeah, so that's what I think the best weapons are, based on overall capabilities, and just a little part on weapon variations, just so you know sort of you're equipped with the information when you come to pick your weapon and which variant you want. But thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.